Living History's Mysteries and Ferocious Feline Productions. You know, we discuss a lot on this channel. Our history, the parahistoric, myths and legends, folklore, the paranormal, and the list goes on. But one of the most popular subjects that we've ever brought to the channel are serial killers throughout history. A few years ago, we done a video on the Hart brothers right here in America during the time of the American Revolution. That video was one of our highest viewed videos, getting, if I remember correctly, almost 70,000 views. The wife got me very interested in these different TV shows about serial killers. And I figure if that kind of thing interests me, it's going to interest others too. So today we're going to continue on that subject, but not modern times. We're going to take a look at 10 of the most horrendous serial killers throughout recorded history. Check this out. This is good.
1. Liu Pengli, the bloodthirsty prince of ancient China. Our first story takes us back to the 1st century BC in ancient China. Liu Pengli, a prince of Jidong and nephew to Emperor Jing, held a position of privilege and power. But beneath his royal exterior lurked a sinister persona. Liu Pengli led nocturnal raids across his own territories, accompanied by a band of slaves. These weren't military campaigns or quests for justice. They were brutal attacks on innocent civilians for his personal gratification. Over several years, he and his followers murdered more than 100 people, instilling fear throughout the region. The emperor's court couldn't ignore his heinous acts forever. Despite his royal lineage, Liu Pengli was stripped of his title and exiled to a remote area called Shangyong, in present-day Hubei province. His fate after exile remains a mystery, but his legacy as one of history's earliest recorded serial killers endures. 2. Locusta of Gaul, Rome's deadly poisoner. Journeying to the Roman Empire, we meet Locusta of Gaul, a woman who turned her knowledge of herbs into a deadly craft. Born shortly after the time of Jesus Christ, Locusta is considered one of the first known female serial killers. She became notorious for creating lethal poisons, initially testing them on local children, a grim practice that claimed numerous innocent lives. Her expertise caught the attention of Emperor Nero, who employed her skills for his own dark purposes, including the assassinations of Emperor Claudius and his son Britannicus. Despite her favor with Nero, Locusta's reign ended when Galba succeeded the throne. Recognizing the threat she posed, he ordered her execution. Locusta's life serves as a chilling reminder of how knowledge can be corrupted when wielded without morality. 3. Alice Keitler, the Vanishing Witch of Ireland. In 14th century Ireland, Alice Keitler became the first person accused of witchcraft in the country. Born in 1263, she was a successful and, some say, cunning woman who married 4 times. Each of her husbands died under mysterious circumstances, leading to whispers of foul play. Suspicion grew when her 4th husband, John Le Poer, fell gravely ill and voiced concerns about being poisoned. After his death, Alice's stepchildren accused her of witchcraft and murder, alleging she used potions and spells to eliminate their fathers and seize their wealth. Facing imminent arrest, Alice fled Ireland, never to be seen again. While she escaped, her servant Petronella de Meath wasn't as fortunate. Wrongly accused of aiding Alice, Petronella was burned at the stake, becoming a tragic footnote in this dark saga. 4. Gilles de Rais, the Dark Knight of France. From a celebrated hero to a condemned criminal, Gilles de Rais lived a life of dramatic contrasts. A 15th century knight and lord from Brittany, he fought alongside Joan of Arc and was revered for his bravery during the 100 Years' War. However, after retiring from the military, de Rais's life took a sinister turn. Consumed by alchemy and occult practices, he was accused of abducting, torturing, and murdering as many as 140 children. The details of his crimes were so horrifying that they left an indelible stain on his legacy. In 1440, Gilles de Rais was tried and found guilty of these atrocities. He was executed by hanging, a grim end for a man who once stood as a pillar of French nobility. 5. Peter Stump, the Werewolf of Bedburg. Legends and reality intertwine in the tale of Peter Stump, a German farmer from the 16th century. Known as the Werewolf of Bedburg, Stump confessed to practicing black magic since childhood. He claimed that a pact with the devil granted him a belt that transformed him into a wolf. In this guise, he committed gruesome acts, including the murder and cannibalism of 14 children and 2 pregnant women. Among his victims was his own son. Stump's execution in 1589 was as brutal as his alleged crimes. He was tortured, wheel broken, and beheaded. His daughter and mistress were also executed, accused of abetting his monstrous deeds. Whether myth or fact, Peter Stump's story reflects the era's deep-seated fears and the often blurred lines between superstition and reality. 6. Gilles Garnier, the Hermit of Dole. Isolation can do strange things to the mind, as seen in the case of Gilles Garnier, a reclusive hermit living near the town of Dole in 16th century France. Struggling to provide for his new wife, Garnier believed he received an ointment from a spirit that allowed him to transform into a wolf to better hunt for food. He confessed to attacking and killing 4 children, consuming their flesh and bringing portions home to his wife. In 1573, Garnier was found guilty of lycanthropy and witchcraft. He was burned at the stake, a common fate for those feared to possess supernatural evil during that period. His story adds to the chilling lore of werewolves in European history. 7. Björn Pettersson, Iceland's notorious Axlar Björn. Heading north to Iceland, we encounter Björn Pettersson, better known as Axlar Björn. Born in 1555, he became the island nation's most infamous serial killer. Operating a farm on the remote Snæfellsnes Peninsula, Axlar Björn offered lodging to travelers and those seeking work. These individuals were never seen again. He murdered between 9 and 18 people, taking their belongings and disposing of their bodies on his property. Suspicion grew as locals noticed his sudden accumulation of goods. In 1596, authorities searched his farm and discovered the grim evidence of his crimes. Axlar Björn was executed, and his wife was forced to witness his death, a stark ending to one of Iceland's darkest tales. 8. Lewis Hutchinson, the Mad Doctor of Jamaica. From the icy north to the Caribbean heat, Lewis Hutchinson stands out as Jamaica's first known serial killer. A Scottish immigrant and owner of the Edinburgh Castle estate in the 18th century, he was dubbed the Mad Doctor. Hutchinson had a deadly hobby. He would invite passing travelers to his estate, only to kill them for sport. Rumors suggest he even drank their blood. His actions terrorized the local community, but his downfall came after he killed an English soldier named John Calendar. Captured while attempting to flee, authorities searched his property and found possessions of numerous victims, including 43 watches. In 1773, Lewis Hutchinson was executed, closing the chapter on one of the Caribbean's most chilling stories. 9. Juan Severino Mayari, the Cursed Priest of the Philippines. Back to Asia, we find Juan Severino Mayari, a Filipino priest from the early 19th century. Serving as the parish priest in Magalang, Pampanga, he was highly regarded until a dark obsession consumed him. Believing his mother was cursed, Mallory thought that killing people would lift her affliction. Over several years, he murdered 57 individuals, making him the Philippines' first recorded serial killer. Authorities discovered evidence of his crimes in his own residence. After years of deliberation over his mental state, Malari was executed by hanging in 1840. His story serves as a grim reminder of how misguided beliefs can lead to tragic outcomes. 10. John Lynch, Australia's Berrima Axe murderer. Our final story brings us to Australia, where John Lynch, an Irish-born convict, became one of the country's most notorious serial killers. Transported to Australia in 1832, Lynch initially worked as a farm labourer. Between 1836 and 1841, he escaped penal servitude and committed a series of murders, including the killing of an entire family to seize their farm. Known as the Berrima Axe murderer, Lynch was cunning yet brutal. His crimes were eventually uncovered, and he was arrested after killing a man named Kearns Landrigan. In 1842, John Lynch was executed by hanging, ending his reign of terror but cementing his place in Australia's grim history. History is filled with tales that are both fascinating and unsettling. These stories of serial killers from centuries ago remind us that the darkest aspects of human nature are not confined to the modern era. Our goal is to shed light on such obscure and intriguing facets of history, enriching your general knowledge one story at a time. If you found this video informative and thought-provoking, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss our next deep dive into the rare gems of human knowledge. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What surprised you the most about these historical figures? Thank you for joining us on this journey through time. Until next time, keep exploring and stay curious.
Welcome back. You know, it's like I was saying in the beginning, I blame all this on the wife. I really honestly never got into true crime. The serial killers, the people who committed these heinous acts, and whether or not they ever got discovered, found, charged, imprisoned, is irrelevant. I never found it really interesting until I realized it was another excuse to spend more time with my wife. And it's something that really interested her, and I slowly started developing an interest in it myself. Some of these people that were talked about in this video put modern day serial killers to shame. The way they went about what they done and how they managed to mask it in everyday life. And even in one case was used by the hierarchy to continue what they were doing for them. They utilized their special skills. What about the ones that are so blended with myth and legend that you just can't tell them apart? What goes on in the mind of a person who is capable of committing these kind of crimes? I don't understand it. But by some miracle, certain people are capable of taking another life without remorse. I'll never understand it. I don't know if you can or not. Let me know in the comments below if you understand how it works, because I don't. But that's all we got for you today. I hope you enjoyed this look back at 10 of the most horrendous serial killers from recorded history. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. We do. and we'll see you out there.